The first step in finding the right person for you actually begins well before you even start asking for a CV. Sometimes it's really difficult to understand what type of person you are looking for and what kind of skills they need.
First thing we're going to do is make just a giant list of all of the tasks that need to be done for our organisation to run at all. Then we're going to put down how good we are at each of those tasks in a 1 to 10 rating, and also how much we like doing those tasks in a 1 to 10 rating. We've given you a template with some examples, but just add as many as you want. We're going to start with the second tab, the skills matrix.
So you'll start by writing down everything that you do. So a really great way to do that is to take a spreadsheet or a piece of paper and write down all the different tasks that you've done in the last couple of weeks. Sometimes it's easy to forget about stuff that you did yesterday and last week. So what you could do is go back through your calendar and have a look at what you were physically doing and where you were. That helps you get back into that mindset of where you were that day, the types of things you were doing, and also think about the stuff that keeps you up at night, because they're usually the things that you're not doing. I need to pay payroll, I'm uncomfortable with zero, those are the things that are going to be your weakness. Take some time to think about which ones do you really love doing, which do you really hate doing, and give yourself a score between 1 and 10. So 10 would be love, 1 would be hate. Then in the next column, think about the types of things that you're good at and bad at. And again, 1 to 10, 10 you're great at, 1 you're bad at. And then you'll be able to create a little index. So it could be that you absolutely love doing finance, but you're really terrible at it. And so that really gives you a nice index to work with. And by the end of it, you should be able to see a few key areas of weakness. So you find that mostly you get really high or really low scores. And the bunch of average stuff is usually stuff that you just have to do as part of doing your business. If you don't know you're a control freak, this exercise will help you find out. You'll tend to find that your own bias of how much you love or hate it will force your scores. And maybe then you need to ask somebody else to help you go through the exercise and give you some honest feedback about whether you really are good at that or not. So mark yourself as a third person, somebody who loves you. Ham it right up, and just when you think it's too hammed up, go a bit further. Pretend to be your own mother, marking yourself and saying, hey, come on, Dean, you're absolutely fantastic at that.
When I first did this process, I found it really interesting because as a founder, you realize just how big the problem you're dealing with, and you start to get an understanding of the shape of the organization.
When it's finished, it looks like just a whole list of disparate tasks. You'll be surprised. You'll be able to tell a beautiful story about yourself and what you've achieved, and really force yourself to be honest and truthful about what you're good at.